Alabama's Republican Governor Kay Ivey came out late last week and joined the growing chorus of Republican voices encouraging people to get vaccinated. She actually went as far as to blame the pandemic at this point on the unvaccinated. Here's what she said. It's time to start blaming the unvaccinated folks, not the regular folks. It's the unvaccinated folks that are letting us down. Okay, to a degree, you are correct, okay? Credit where credit's due. Yes, it is a good idea to go out there and encourage people to get vaccinated. You know, we've got to try different tactics. I believe this is more of a shaming tactic. I don't know how, how effective it'll be. But let's be honest, it's not just because people aren't getting vaccinated. I mean, that is obviously the number one driver. Don't get me wrong. I think everybody should get vaccinated if you can. Here's the thing. Where's your mask mandates, Kay? Right? Where's your remote learning mandates, Kay? Where are all of the other things that we could be doing to protect ourselves and those around us? See, that's the problem. Everybody just wants to be like it's either the vaccinated or the unvaccinated. Okay, we're no longer mandating masks. You know, yes, we are on air travel, but if you've flown in the last 2 months, I did. People are walking around airports. They've got their mask pulled down. Nobody's saying anything to them for the most part. And I've been in some of the biggest airports in the country. Nobody cares. They're not enforcing anything. And so that is helping the pandemic spread. Can the virus spread from vaccinated person to vaccinated person? Yes. And what that can do, even if you're asymptomatic, you may not even know that you have the virus because you've been vaccinated and your vaccine is working, but you could still, for a few days, spread it to somebody else. And even if they're vaccinated, they could spread it to somebody else and so on and so forth. And we go around that chain till you hit an unvaccinated person with it, all because people aren't wearing masks either. So yes, the unvaccinated are playing the biggest role in this 100%. But also the fact that we've done away with mask mandates, that we're not enforcing the few that are still in place. You're letting this thing spread in your own state by not being proactive and putting these things back in place. And then once you put the mask mandates back in place and people get pissed off, all you got to do is say, listen, we hit a 75% vaccination rate in Alabama. I'll lift that mandate overnight. Nothing to worry about anymore. But until then, everybody has to pay the price. Kind of like in grade school, right? Couple people talking, causing a ruckus. The teacher punishes the whole class. It sucks. But hey, sometimes it works. Maybe that's what she has to do. But by the way, it was not just the unvaccinated that she went after. She added this statement. Media, I want you to start reporting the facts. The new cases of COVID are because of unvaccinated folks. Almost 100% of the new hospitalizations are with unvaccinated folks. And the deaths are certainly occurring with the unvaccinated folks. So she called out the media too. And that is correct. You do have to go after that conservative media. You got to tackle your Foxes, your Newsmaxes, and all of your other little right-wing talking heads out there in social media. They are helping to prolong the pandemic by spreading these lies and misinformation, right? You don't just randomly have, half the population that says screw it, especially when it's, mostly within one party. That doesn't just happen magically. It happens because you have one side that is absolutely spreading these lies about the vaccine compared to the other side. Don't get me wrong. We got plenty of, nutty anti-vaxxers over here on the left as well. I mean, we all know who I'm referring to, some of those folks. But this is a mostly Republican issue. And again, it's because the conservative media is feeding idiots lies. So I'm glad Kay Ivey called this out. I'm disappointed that she's not actually doing more. I don't know how effective her shaming tactics are going to be. But hey, at least there's another Republican who finally woke up and said, you know what? This is getting bad and we have to do something.